Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Wacky Racers again. In the first video, we went through World A, Hip Hop, and we faced off against some of the characters from Wacky Races there. Found out a couple things in the game since the last video. One, the Gruesome Twosome, the two people who make it up are Big Tiny and Little Bella. Obviously, Tiny is the big dude. Second of all, we're going from Australia to Japan for Splish Splash and not the other way around. 3, Dick Dastardly and Muttley's vehicle is the 00 Mean Machine, number 00, and they only placed dead last twice in the entire series, and they got disqualified once. And the fourth and last thing that I want to mention is the title screen music is actually from the Japanese language version of Wacky Races. Believe it or not, the Japanese language dub actually got its own theme. And that theme is used in the title screen for this game. I will leave a link to a video for that in the description, should I remember to. Anyway, we're going to play Splish Splash because that's what I did before I started this video. Dastardly's Mean Machine suddenly breaks down. Rats. The engine conked out. Muttley, go find a new engine immediately. Muttley mumbles and sets out to find a new engine. So, we're apparently starting out in Australia or New Zealand, somewhere on the coast. We gotta deal with frogs. We gotta deal with mosquitoes, moles, lag. For some reason, this game has a bit of lag to it. Not sure why, but it does. But at least I can take out the enemies okay, for the most part. Everything should be a little okay. Yeah, everything's moving just a little bit better now. And of course you have the duck down to hit the moles, but that's no surprise now, is it? Anyway, we're gonna keep taking the upper road here, go past this mosquito. Also have to deal with these pink kangaroo-like enemies that with their little boxing glove who try to punch at us, but they're easy to take down. They just move back and forth and punch the whole time. Enemies are pretty easy in this game for the most part. And of course, it helps to hit the frogs when they're on the ground. And it also helps not to fall into the water. Interestingly, when you fall in the water, you don't get the music that you get when you lose a life. You just hear the splash sound and that's it. That's all you get. And take you out for good measure. Now we're on a bridge. We need to be very careful here because of the whales. They can be a bit of a hindrance. And I might as well just go ahead and heal that one hit of damage that I took. Why not? Want to watch out for the octopi too. They do spit at you. And it's a good thing I was able to float over there. And here too. Of course, I'm going to have to jump over there the old-fashioned way. There are bird enemies. They swoop down on you if you get close enough to them. They can be a pain in the butt if you don't want them to be. And it's a good thing I was able to duck that projectile there. Hey. Almost jumped right into that. Really? We're gonna do that to me, game? Ow. Well, it's not like I was going to take damage, or not take damage, rather, sooner or later anyway. There we go. Go ahead and heal that damage up. Let you leap at me like that. And now I need to make my way back up. If I didn't defeat the bird, it wouldn't have respawned, actually. Believe it or not. And I want to be... no, not here. Not yet. I'm not at that point yet. I'm about to say, there's a place here near the end where I should be careful. And there it is. Because of that whale, you see. It's easier if you can float. And here is number 9, Turbo Terrific Peter Perfect. The guy who gloats about his car. Well, I wouldn't say gloat, but rather praises his car, only for it to fall apart afterwards in humorous fashion. He's pretty easy if you know what you're doing. And you can easily anticipate where he's going to be. Thankfully, I've only taken one hit, but I'd rather not have taken that hit at all. And on the second phase, he gets faster. Try not to get hit there, but, well, that didn't work. Not very well. Oof. Yeah, fighting this guy and trying to talk at the same time, pretty hard to do. You just kind of have to anticipate where he's going to go. He just leaps on there, then he goes back and forth, and then he leaps on up at the upper level again. And then he does it twice in a row, almost one after the other. And now he's going to be even faster. And he's going to be even faster here. If I could do this without getting hit a whole bunch, that would be great. Well, that's right, I can't float because I got hit. I think it's better if I just stay at the upper level while he just moves around like this. That's a better strategy. And he's gonna jump back up here. There we go. Yeah, you're better off just staying at the upper level of the room for the second phase. If you try to do what you did in the first phase for the second, you're going to get hurt. And now for B2, we're going underwater. If you don't touch the control pad at all, you'll slowly float upwards. And you can float into things, and you don't want to do that, and you want to be careful. Also want to get my ability to float back, even though I can't use it here in this section. And you use the control pad to move, and you use B to attack. You don't have to press A to jump to move up faster. You just use the control pad, and you use the B button to attack. That's it. This is the only section in the game where you have to swim underwater, and the controls are very easy for the most part. So there is that. And you're just taking out all kinds of fish and crabs and what have you as you fight these enemies. Ow. Not exactly what I wanted. Oh, and you don't want to touch the, what look like the black and white sea urchins. I assume those are black and white sea urchins. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're actually spiked balls. Who's to say? Really? I was expecting them to move back and actually have a movement pattern. Apparently you don't. Well, if I can get another bone, I will be able to heal myself. I just hope that I can. Well, I might be able to at the beginning of this section. One can only hope. Thankfully, we can. Let's go ahead and heal. Thankfully, we were able to avoid that fish. And thankfully, we can avoid this crab altogether because the bark projectile can go through walls. And not really much I can say about this section. It's a little bit of a maze. Once again, the swimming controls make everything simple. I like that. And I know I'm going to lose out on a health replenishment for later on, maybe. Again, who's to say? I'm pretty sure I can beat the next boss that we've come across. And yeah, we're just kind of zigzagging over here before we can finally make it to the exits. I really don't like those fish. And I almost want to get that second bone, but at the same time I kind of don't want to. Because I'm afraid of missing out on the ability to heal on the way to the boss. And it looks like I'm going to have to use it now because I can't get past this bone without touching it no matter what I do. And now it's time for number 3, Convert a Car, Professor Pat Pending. He just jumps to one side, then he tries to crush you multiple times. Thankfully, as long as you know what to do, the first phase is pretty easy. And now it's time for the second phase. If I remember correctly, he goes to the center, leaps towards it, leaps upwards in the center of the room, shoots 2 balls at you. You want to stay on the move to avoid them. You want to be able to get at least 2 shots in. You want to be able to stay on the move. Yeah, you just kind of want to keep moving to avoid the balls. Definitely an easier boss than Peter Perfect. And now it's time for B3. We're definitely somewhere in Asia, that's for sure. Anyway. Want to watch out for the cockroaches, because they jump around kind of like the flames in A2. They kind of leap in one direction a couple times, then they leap in the other. And it can feel kind of random even though it isn't. I'm going to let you go off screen. And then I'm going to go up here because that little candy cane platform is actually a wall. You have to get on top of it in order to get past it. Like so. As you see, you cannot walk through it. And it's time to be careful once again. As long as you don't do anything too risky, you should be able to do these jumps alright. One would think. Take out the Dragonfly. Get rid of you. The little blue rolling pill bug. Kind of like the knights from A1. They just kind of move whenever you do. And they can be a slight annoyance because of that. Assuming you're nearby, of course. And I kind of had to do that to avoid the Dragonfly. Just jump to the second platform, face right, duck down. You'll be knocked forward instead of back. I know it's kind of possible to take it out, but it can be hard to do. Also, we have a new enemy here. These little wasps or hornets or whatever the heck they are. They dive down at you when you get close enough to them. They do fly forward slowly, and you just kind of have to attack them before they can attack you. And we have to take a bit of a drop off there. Once again, time to be careful. Go ahead and skip him entirely and get the 1-up. I mean, it is very easy to speed through these, but you do need to be a little bit careful as you go through these stages. Now I'm going to skip some stuff as we go through here. I'm not going to skip that, though. Because, as much as I would like to pick up everything, 1, I don't necessarily have to, and 2, you have to take the top road to get anywhere. And by touching the sign, which you have to do, you get to face number 5, Compact Pussycat, Penelope Pitstop. I have no idea what this music is from. It's definitely not from the Japanese version, because the intro is completely different. She's pretty easy to face. She jumps to the side, and then when she jumps to the center, she jumps up and shoots balls at you 3 times. And for the second phase, she just does the same thing. Penelope Pitstop was so popular that she ended up getting her own spin-off series after Wacky Races ended called The Perils of Penelope Pitstop, where she was saved constantly from the Hooded Claw by the Anthill Mob, who also appear in this game. And Wacky Races, the animated series, believe it or not. But I forgot what I was trying to say there. Hey, I said to get an engine. What are we going to do with a boat mast? Hee hee hee. There's no time for your silly laughing. We're still stuck in last place, as always. And that is it for Splish Splash. Once again, Muttley and Dick Dastardly can't seem to catch a break. And next up is Go Go America, the third and final world of the game. Once we go through this, we beat the game again. Not a very long game, this one. So join me next time where we go through World C. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!